When you think back of technically challenging films you've done, where does The Exorcist rate?
At the top of the list. Yeah, I don't think technically there was anything more difficult. Maybe for ever for anybody. I mean, it was a really very difficult film.
What kind of things did you go through shooting that movie? I know did a lot of freezing, was it? A lot of cold temperatures?
Yes, they froze the set so that our breath vaporized when we spoke, and that was very difficult because they hadn't counted on the camera freezing too. So the camera had to be taken in and thawed out every few minutes. And so it was very difficult to get the scene rolling because we kept losing the camera. So there were a lot of special effects in that were hard to accomplish. One scene I know, the scene where the whole bed is bouncing, where I run up the stairs. We shot that scene and Billy Friedkin wasn't happy with it, and it was rescheduled, and we shot it again and he wasn't happy with it. We ended up shooting it 5 different times. I mean, and it was on the shooting schedule every day for the whole run of the film because we just kept on redoing it till he got it the way he liked it.
You know, I've always been fascinated with movies where actors lose scenes, and it happens to every actor. They spend all this time and these scenes wind up on the cutting room floor. I expected to see more of you in the film When a Man Loves a Woman. I'm just wondering, did something happen there? Did you lose some scenes in that film?
No, I didn't lose any scenes. They just offered me an awful lot of money for one day's work. So, you know, it was a scene where they had to know the whole backstory of the Meg Ryan character in one minor little scene. So they thought, if they got somebody who could really tell a whole story in a few lines, that then they wouldn't have to have long scenes about why she was the way she was. So the director was very happy with the what you could surmise about her background from the character, but they paid me awfully well for that.
Well, turning to roommates, the title makes a person think of past roommates they've had that have been nightmare roommates. In your life, what kind of problem roommates have you had throughout your life?
What an interesting question. And for some reason or other, the roommates that come to mind are years and years ago when I was living in Dallas, and I lived with 3 airline stewardesses, and 4 of us were in one apartment. And of course, they keep very strange hours. And so, you know, there was always somebody coming in the middle of the night. They were lovely girls. I liked them very much, but that's what popped into my mind. Other roommates, well, my husband's. And my son, he's probably my favorite roommate. He's not my roommate anymore. I don't know.
You know, with this film, you have a great polka number with Peter Falk.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, how good of a dancer is he, and how much rehearsing prior to that scene?
Well, I don't think Peter claims to be much of a dancer, and I don't think he ever did the polka before, so he did have to take some lessons. And thank God, Rocky wasn't supposed to be too great a dancer either, so we did all right. But when he said, "And now let me lead," I don't think it would have worked very well if I did. I feel like I was leading him a lot of the time.
You know, you looked radiant in the wedding sequence, in the wedding scene. And I'm just wondering, for actors, I know it's just play acting, but when you get dressed for a wedding, is there a little different atmosphere on the set when everyone is dressed up for a big ceremony like that?
I think so, and also, you know, just hearing those words, "Do you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband?" Somehow those words have so much meaning that even if you don't know the person, or even if it's in a scene and it's all pretend, they still always move. At least they move me. So it's very easy to get into those kind of scenes.
Okay, and I have a lighthearted question for you. I'm doing a piece on the Oscars. And one thing I've always wondered about the ceremonies is there a snack bar anywhere if you're hungry during the ceremony? So what do you do for food during the ceremonies?
I don't think anybody can eat during the ceremony. It's too uncomfortable. I don't remember a snack bar, no. There's usually a party beforehand, and people go to the party, and there's a party afterwards. So I don't think anybody eats during.
And with the statuette itself, when you transport it someplace, what kind of precautions do you take?
I don't think I've ever taken any precautions. My Oscar, you know, they're gold plated, and I noticed a few years ago that it's getting pitted, and it has to be replated. And when my Oscar got pitted, I thought, now I'm getting old. Nothing that happened on my face made me feel old, but when my Oscar got pitted, I said, that's it, I'm aging.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mike.
Pleasure talking to you again.
Thank you.